Q6098-2. Practical tests for pilot certification are A. Evaluation referenced. B. Norm referenced. C. Criterion referenced. The correct answer is C. Practical tests for pilot certification are typically designed as criterion-referenced assessments. In criterion-referenced assessments, the performance of the individual is measured against a set of predetermined criteria or standards. These criteria specify the expected level of proficiency or competency that a pilot must demonstrate in order to obtain certification. The focus is on assessing whether the pilot has met the established standards, rather than comparing their performance to that of other pilots, norm-referenced, or a predetermined distribution of scores, evaluation-referenced. 6124-3. A pretest constructed to measure knowledge and skills necessary to begin a course is referred to as A. Virtual reality test. B. Norm-referenced test. C. Criterion-referenced test. The correct answer is C. A pretest constructed to measure knowledge and skills necessary to begin a course is typically referred to as a criterion-referenced test. Criterion-referenced tests are designed to assess whether an individual has attained a specific set of knowledge or skills according to predetermined criteria or standards. In this case, the pretest is used to determine if the learners possess the necessary knowledge and skills required to start the course. 6098-3. The objective of the Practical Test Standards, PTS, and Airman Certification Standards, ACS, is to ensure the certification of pilots at a high level of performance and proficiency consistent with A. The time available. B. Safety. C. Their abilities. The correct answer is B. The objective of the Practical Test Standards, PTS, and Airman Certification Standards, ACS, is to ensure the certification of pilots at a high level of performance and proficiency while prioritizing safety. The primary focus of these standards is to assess the pilot's ability to operate an aircraft safely and effectively. Safety is a critical consideration in aviation, and the certification process aims to ensure that pilots meet the necessary standards to maintain a safe operating environment. 6098-4. The Practical Test Standards and Airman Certification Standards is to be used A. For flight training only. B. For flight training and tests. C. For testing only. The correct answer is B. The Practical Test Standards, PTS, and Airman Certification Standards, ACS, are designed to be used for both flight training and testing purposes. These standards provide a framework for instructors and evaluators to assess the performance and proficiency of pilots during training and certification tests. They outline the required knowledge, skills, and tasks that pilots must demonstrate to meet the standards set by the aviation authorities. 6098-5. The Practical Test Standards, PTS, and Airman Certification Standards, ACS, are an example of A. Criterion-referenced tests. B. Formative assessments. C. Summative assessments. The correct answer is A. The Practical Test Standards, PTS, and Airman Certification Standards, ACS, are examples of criterion-referenced tests. These tests are designed to measure a candidate's performance against a set of predetermined criteria or standards. In the case of aviation, the PTS and ACS outline the specific tasks, knowledge, and skills that a pilot must demonstrate to meet the standards required for certification. The focus is on whether the candidate meets the established criteria, rather than comparing their performance to that of other test takers.